Okay, let's assemble the box now. First thing to do is to drill out the box joints for our nails. Always wear your safety goggles. Next up, we glue. I like to use this exterior grade wood glue. And some people just squirt it onto the joint. I like to use a little cup and a brush. Oh, got a bunch of stuff in here. For a surface here, I'm using a sacrificial top, actually stacked on a couple of sawhorses. If you have a nice workbench, I recommend protecting the surface somehow with either another nice flat piece of wood or cardboard or something, so that you don't, because you're going to get glue on this way of putting it together. So first thing I do is make sure I have everything oriented the way I want it to. Make sure all of your little handholds are on the outside, the up is up, and you really can't get it upside down because of the way the box joint is made, but you want to make sure that your outside is out and your inside is in, and just kind of get an orientation of what you're going to be gluing. And then I apply glue all over the insides of the joint. This method of gluing, I think, just uses less glue, so you have less glue to squish out. And you do this, I do this to both pieces. Then just push them together. And use my persuader to get everything nice and seated. And I take a speed square to square it up. Make sure that it's nice and square. Don't nail anything yet until I have all the corners glued up. Check to make sure everything's square before nailing up. One other thing I check for is twisting of the box. I put it down and check the corners, make sure it's good. This is actually a good one. Previous boxes I built from Rule B, the sides are a little warped and twisted, and that causes the box to have a twist to it. Now we nail up, and when we nail into both directions on the corner, so the nails are going crossways and they can't pull apart. If you use a pneumatic nailer, I recommend staples and not brad nails. You want to have a head or a staple on it so that the nail can't pull out or the box can't pull through the nail. So get yourself I have a pneumatic nail gun, but it's a brad nailer, and I don't feel like going and buying a stapler. One box down. 6 more to go. This is just way too much work. I'm gonna build a box jig. Should be much easier to make my boxes and keep them square without having to use the speed square and keep rotating it and making adjustments. So let's try it out. So I got this box idea from Michael Bush's website, bushfarms.com. I'll put a link to the box down in the show notes. He doesn't give any dimensions for the box, but I guess it really depends on how many boxes you want to be able to build all at once. This box will do 3 medium boxes. The dimensions for my box are, and I'll show you why in a minute, but the dimensions across the inside here are critical to getting the dimensions of your final box correct. But mine is 19 7/8 on the inside. And that will be the outside dimension of the medium box. And the other direction, this direction dimension is not very critical, but you don't want any smaller than the height of 3 boxes if you're doing 3. So the total outside dimension here is 23 inches. For height, I bought 1 by 12 inch pine lumber. I used a single 8-foot board plus another 8-foot 6x6 for the follower boards, and I'll show you how these follower boards work in a minute. But I found that I don't need 4 follower boards. You'll probably be fine with just 2, so even a smaller piece of lumber will be fine. Total cost of buying new lumber was $25. If you use scrap lumber, probably save a lot of money there. So the way this works is you put these follower boards into the slots, and I need a little persuasion. Then I take my short side of the box, Make sure your outside is out. Again, this part is critical, and I want to make sure I keep everything the same orientation so I don't get confused with what's up. And lay them in. Make sure they're nice and flat. Oh, almost got the outside in. Watch those handles. Okay. Now this is where that inside dimension of 19 and 7/8 is critical, because now you can go across here and assemble. Now of course I'm going to glue first, so let's get that glue going. Now this will save some time and make it easier to keep things square. As long as you build the jig square, then all your boxes should be square. These boxes are the ones from Kelly B, and so far I'm really liking these joints because they don't take up so much glue. It doesn't require as much slobbering of the glue on as the other box did. See how it goes together here. It's a tight fit, but not too tight. Nice joint. I like it. Okay, now I just have to nail everything together. If you have a pneumatic stapler, you can also staple along the sides. I'm going to nail in that way after I free the boxes from the jig. I have a lot of glue dripping down the sides here, and I don't want to risk gluing the boxes to the jig, so I'm just going to clean that up with a wet cloth. All that oozing glue. And the next step is to get the other side, and the way you do that is just flip the jig over. Just knocking down the follower boards. And we're ready to glue up the next side. how do you get the boxes out of this? Simply a matter of removing the jig. There you go. My follower board's a little tight in there. Once they come out though, everything else comes out nice and out of curiosity, let's see how square I got it. Especially after trying to knock them out of the jig. Pretty good.